Hello there people, my name is Sho and welcome to another episode of Game Things. For this week, we have one interesting video game event to talk about. It is the Tokyo Game Show 2023 that happened through Thursday to Sunday, started on September 21st and wrapped up on September 24th. This video would go on for hours if we were to discuss all the little details for each individual games, so I will instead handpick the ones that I think might interest you. And with that said, let's go through the games that were shown off in this event. Starting off with Capcom, we were brought into the world of the upcoming Dragon's Dogma 2 with its new gameplay footage. Once again, we are reminded that players are given the options to select from the 4 available vocations, namely Fighter that excels in melee combat with its one-handed sword and shield, a Mage that is well versed in long-range magic attacks who can also heal and provide supporting spells to your allies, a Thief who is quick and rely on its agility to deal attacks quick while also being able to maneuver and sidestep the incoming attacks during close range combat, and finally an Archer that excels in distance combat with its bow and a variety of arrows, which also includes exploding arrows. Aside from these 4 vocations, apparently there are other upcoming unique vocations that will be in the game as well, so do look forward to that. Not to mention, players will also be able to change their vocations anytime they visit the Vocation Guild. There are up to 3 AI-controlled companions or pawns that can be selected, in which they will follow the players throughout their adventure. This game is being developed for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC on Steam. All in all, this looks to be a classic RPG that many players of the first Dragon's Dogma would love to play, and hopefully, this would not pull a Shenmue 3. Then, Capcom proceeds to brag on how good and well received the Resident Evil 4 Remake series is, and explain what makes Resident Evil 4 so appealing by showing Ada Wong on the screen. By delving into the New Separate Ways DLC, which tells the story of Ada Wong's survival story. I know some players are not exactly content with the English VA for Ada in this game, but just in case you forgot about the JP voice option, it is in the game as well. And yes, right now the new free update to Mercenaries mode where you basically go ham and take down as many enemies as you possibly could within the time limit is now available, with Ada Wong and Albert Wesker joining in as well. With all that said, the most important takeaway from this section would be the fact that Resident Evil Village is planned to be released on Apple's Mac and iPad devices that comes with the Apple Silicon, or the generation of devices that has the M1 chip and or higher, followed by Resident Evil 4 joining the lineup, which will also expect to be released in 2023. I'm a little skeptical on the performance side of things, so I will believe it when I see it with the technical analysis, hopefully by Digital Foundry. Aside from Dragon's Dogma and Resident Evil, Capcom is also known for its Ace Attorney series, and the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy is confirmed to be heading towards PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC on Windows and Steam on January 25th, 2024. This trilogy will also include episodes and costumes, which was previously released as DLCs from both Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. Digital goodies like the museum that contains soundtracks, art libraries, and many more is also in here. I really should just start getting into this series even if it's an hour or 2 every day despite the busy schedules that I have, because I know I will absolutely love this game that is filled with investigations, reasonings, rebuttals, and of course, objections. Finally, Street Fighter 6 will continue to add new characters into the game, in which Rashid had joined the series back in July 2023, and now Aki had just been added to the game this week on September 27. She will also be added into the World Tour mode alongside a new location called Tianhongyuan. The next time we can expect new characters to be added into Street Fighter 6 would be in 2024, in which Ed and Akuma will arrive after the new year and during spring of 2024, respectively. Moving on, we're going to touch on Sega/Atlus. On Tuesday, October 17, Sonic Superstars will be made available on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Honestly, not much to dive into aside from the showcase on the game itself, which is everything I would expect to see from a Sonic game, the platforming, the mini games, etc. Another game that was reminded during the event, it is called Endless Dungeon, a 3D strategy, tower defense, and roguelike experience where you as the players will recruit your own team or play with friends in co-op, survive the endless waves of monsters, or die and try again and again and again and again and again. You get my point? This is a roguelike experience after all. Endless Dungeon is coming out in less than a month on October 19 this year on multiple platforms, which includes the PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Persona 5 Tactica that is scheduled to be released on November 17 this year also got its screen time at the Tokyo Game Show event. While the gameplay during the showcase is really just a playthrough, consider checking this tactical training session with Sergeant Morgana for those who wish to understand a little bit more on this upcoming grid-based combat game. Next, while we already had the 30 to 40 minutes long Like a Dragon Direct about a little more than a week ago that goes into both the upcoming Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, that focuses on Ichiban Kasuga and Kazuma Kiryu's story respectively, there is now a 10-minute story trailer for Infinite Wealth and a 20 minutes of gameplay trailer from the Tokyo Game Show itself. If you wish to watch through the uninterrupted, no voiceover gameplay, IGN has it on their channel and we will provide a link down below in the description. Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name will be releasing on November 9 this year. Infinite Wealth, on the other hand, will be coming out in 2024, January 26 on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Both are great and exciting games that are worth your attention in my humble opinion, so definitely give this franchise a try. From the developer 505 Games, the only game that caught my attention is Ghost Runner 2, which will also be released in less than a month on October 26 this year, coming to the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. This game is fast, it is stylish, people who really love to perfect their movements and actions will absolutely love it. And of course, the music, they are still playing and banging. For those who wish to get a feel of the game, a demo of the game is also available on all the mentioned platforms right now, or if you so choose to use your eyes to learn, an 11 minutes long playthrough of the game is also available on IGN's channel, link down below. As for the Xbox livestream, yeah, don't waste your time, might as well play some Shenmue 3. So let us now shift our focus onto Koei Tecmo. A very big portion of the time was put into a game called Fate Samurai Remnant, and when I say big portion, I mean the entire session. This is a JRPG experience with Dynasty Warrior combat gameplay with its very own storylines to make it a whole package. Honestly, if you're a fan of the Fate franchise or series, I think this game will be a blast to play, laying on your couch, playing on TV, using a controller. I myself can see the appeal, certainly not fit for everyone's taste, but hey, if you're venturing out in terms of the games that you want to experience, perhaps you could give Fate Samurai Remnant a try because it will already be released by the time you see this video on Friday, September 29th for the PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And my final wildcards that I would like to shine the lights on, both are surprisingly from Chinese developers. Codename Project Mugen and Where Winds Meet. First, let's talk about Project Mugen. Comes from the collaboration between the people at Naked Rain, interesting name there, and NetEase. This is an urban-themed open-world RPG that brings the gameplay of investigating, researching, and exploring the chaos in this urban city. I believe what really pulled the eyeballs from many is the ability to maneuver freely across the city, between the buildings like swinging and grappling. I really hope the final game will not be too far away from what is being presented here, and to those who wish to pre-register their interest for future updates from the game, we will provide a link down below for you to do so. Finally, also an open world action adventure RPG, Where Winds Meet. made possible by the collaboration between Everstone Studio and surprise surprise, NetEase. Immediately I can tell you, this is an assemble of many good qualities from the best known action RPGs for the past 20 years. Tomb Raider, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Ghost of Tsushima, Warframe, GTA 5, you name it, and the resemblance is probably here, or more or less. And I don't want you to hate on it, because what will eventually happen is people stop complaining about, oh, this game is just a copy of game ABC and XYZ. People are complaining based on what? Is it because they are using something that is already proven to work extremely well in the industry, in this genre, from the past years? I believe eventually people will move from, oh, this game is just copying other games that I've played, to something on the line of, why don't this game still not have, for example, slow motion activated when you try to aim with a bow while moving? Why is right clicking not pairing or blocking? And why can't you pet a dog or a cat in the game? Etc. etc. You get what I mean. The quality of life implementations that makes a game good will stay, and future games taking it into their games does not mean the developers are not innovative. I know it is not the best one-to-one example, but there are areas where it is fair to say you don't have to reinvent the wheels. Enough proving my point, this is a game that definitely worth your time and attention, so check out the 18 minutes of exclusive gameplay in 4K on IGN's channel, link down below. And that is about everything I would want to mention in this episode on the Tokyo Game Show 2023 that happened throughout last weekend. Let me know if there are any games that you were looking forward to but was not mentioned here in the comment section down below. I do want to keep this episode reasonably length when compared to other weekly videos that we have here on the channel, so I'm only going to touch on 2 more pieces of news here. Nearly 30 years of working as the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, also known as the CEO of PlayStation, Jim Ryan is making it public, officially stepping down as the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment in March 2024. Meanwhile, the strongman Hiroki Totoki, the Chief Operating Officer, COO, and President of Sony Group Corporation, will become the Chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment in October 23, ahead of Ryan's departure to work closely with the company's management team and help shape the future of the company. Hiroki Totoki will officially become the interim CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment on April 1st, 2024. Finally, the hottest news of all during the past weeks are from the dumpster fire created by Unity themselves. Apparently, Boston Unity Group, the quote-unquote first official Unity developer group, will finally dissolve after 13 years, all because of one bad take made by the company's management team, citing eroded trust between the developers and the company behind the Unity engine. This happened despite the partial rollback of what it was initially announced by Unity, which really goes out to show the dissatisfaction and the drop in confidence level that the user or developer group has over the company's future. So much so, they would just abandon whatever projects and developments they have that are using the Unity engine right away. And now let's move on to the game releases of this week. The new DLC for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, is out and available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC since 26th of September. Then we have Mineko's Night Market. This is a casual, narrative-driven adventure game with Japanese cultures in the mix. Focuses on telling a story about friendship, traditions, and cats. Lots of cats. Explore the game, play the mini-games, and solve puzzles as you encounter them as Mineko's Night Market, made available right now on Nintendo Switch and PC. Next on the list, we have Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon. Rather than a new game of its own, this is more like a DLC or an update for the base game of Sonic Frontiers. This update includes new challenges, a brand new story with playable characters including Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. This will be the final free DLC pack update for Sonic Frontiers, released on September 28th for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series and Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Last on the list, EA Sports FC 24 had also been released this week on 29th of September for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I guess kick some balls. Whee! As usual, on the Epic Games Store, you can claim yourself a free copy of Model Builder. As the name implied, you build your model. This is a simulation game where you can express your creations and customize things that you love. Not only that, another free game here is Solstice. This is an action RPG that goes hack and slash. Consider the fact that it went free just a year after its initial release date back in September 2022, I think this is a no-brainer to have, and that you should give it a shot. Remember to claim your free copies on the Epic Games Store by and or before October 5th. And with that marks the end of this week's episode of Game Things. Consider giving this video a like, subscribe, and click on the bell so that you will receive notifications whenever we have a new upload here on YouTube.